Superman fans, to your speeding bulletin for the week March 29th to April 4th, 2013. A week which saw more Man of Steel merchandise become available, comic book interviews from WonderCon in Anaheim, and some fun April Fool's Day pranks. Let's jump in and take a look. There's a lot of news to get through. There are some possible Man of Steel spoiler items in this section about movie news, so skip ahead if you're trying to remain spoiler free. Mind you, we don't know if the claim from AinItCool.com about a possible appearance by Lex Luthor in Man of Steel is on the money or not, but Mackenzie Gray, who played a Lex Luthor clone in the TV series Smallville, confirms that he is indeed in the movie, but he doesn't reveal what his role is. Collider.com spoke with David Goyer about Man of Steel, asking him how he got involved in working on the movie in the beginning.
Because I couldn't figure out this plot point on Dark Knight Rises, I just randomly sat down one afternoon and wrote up some ideas for Superman. And when I met with Chris Nolan again in another week or so, he said, "You know, have you worked out the problem on The Dark Knight Rises?" And I said, "No." And he said, "What have you been doing?" I said, "Well, I have this idea for Superman." And because Chris likes to procrastinate as well, he said, "Let's hear it." And so I told him. And he literally called Jeff Robinov, who's the head of Warner Brothers, while I was sitting there and said, "Jeff, David just told me this take on Superman, and I think you need to hear it. I'd like to produce it. Can we come in?" So we went in the next day, and that's how it happened.
Hans Zimmer's soundtrack to Man of Steel is now available to pre-order through the Superman homepage online store. Produced by Warner Tower Music, the highly anticipated CD is set for release on June 11. You can also now pre-order the 2 Funko Pop Heroes vinyl figures being released for Man of Steel. Perfect for your desk or shelf, these vinyl Superman and Zod Pop Heroes from Funko stand approximately 4 inches tall and are now available pre-order from the Superman homepage online store. A number of Man of Steel Movie Masters Deluxe figures have found their way on eBay, with images of the back cover of each of the 3 figures, Superman, Jor-El and General Zod, giving some possible spoiler details about the characters. If you want to read the description for all 3 figures, check them out on the Superman homepage now. Matt Bomer, star of the USA Network's hit series White Collar, joined the panel for the world premiere of Warner Brothers' new animated movie Superman Unbound on Friday, March 29th, as part of the WonderCon marquee evening event in Anaheim Convention Center. Prior to the premiere, the Superman Unbound panelists signed WonderCon exclusive mini posters at the DC Entertainment booth. Superman homepage reporter Rennie Cowan was in attendance and conducted a number of video interviews with the cast and crew of Superman Unbound on the red carpet. Check them all out via our website now.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman homepage.
Newsarama.com spoke with Clancy Brown, best known to Superman fans as the voice of Lex Luthor in many different incarnations, including Superman the Animated Series and the recent Lego Batman the Movie DC Superheroes Unite. In the interview, he discusses his time playing the voice of Lex and makes an interesting comparison between Lex and Bruce Wayne, saying, "I've always thought of Lex as who Bruce Wayne would really be." Newsarama.com also got exclusive details on the next DC Universe animated movie, Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox. Set for release on July 30th, Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox will see Dana Delaney return to voice the role of Lois Lane. Visit Newsarama.com for further casting details. In TV news, Dean Cain and John Shea were special guests at the St. Louis Wizard World Comic Con in late March and sat together for a Q&A panel to discuss their time playing Superman and Lex Luthor respectively on the TV series Lois and Clark. It's really worth watching, with some great behind-the-scenes stories told by both actors. You can check out the 2-part video on the Superman homepage now. The 1950s TV series Adventures of Superman is now available to watch online via the new Warner Archive Instant service. Warner Archive Instant is the new streaming service of WarnerArchive.com, and there's currently a 2-week free trial and unlimited access for $9.99 a month for American residents only. In comic book news, ComicVine.com caught up with Superman and Teen Titans writer Scott Lobdell at WonderCon this past weekend and got some interesting details on what we can expect from the books in the coming months.
Yes, and so to me, it makes sense that a person like Superman, even with the best of intentions, is going to polarize the population, because that's we're humans and that's what we do.
IGN.com and comicbookresources.com both spoke with writer Scott Snyder at WonderCon and asked him all about his upcoming Superman Unchained comic book series with artist Jim Lee. He said, "It's got Lex, it's got a big plot for Lois, and my feeling was we wanted to do something where it shows that Superman, one of the things that makes him great, one of the things that makes him Superman, is his moral compass." Superman comic books we reviewed this week included Superman number 18, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying this was actually a logical aftermath to hell. Keith Sumner reviewed Teen Titans number 18, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying this was a better issue than I thought it would be. Injustice Gods Among Us chapter 11 was reviewed by Mark Pritchard, who gave it a 2 out of 5 for the anticlimactic closing of Superman's moral arc. Mark also reviewed Smallville season 11 chapter 40, saying there was too damn much all at once in this issue, and he gave it a 2 out of 5. Mark also reviewed Superman Family Adventures number 11, calling it a good romp, and he gave it a 4 out of 5 score. And from last week, Sean Morrissey reviewed Superman Beyond number 16, giving it a 3 out of 5, saying, "I'm still thrilled with the direction of this story." Superman comics available this week from April 3rd include Injustice Gods Among Us chapter 12 digital comic has been available since April 2. Action Comics number 19, which has a gatefold cover and is available in a variant cover, a digital combo pack, Smallville season 11 number 12, Smallville season 11 chapter 41 digital comic is available April 5th, Superman Secret Identity trade paperback new printing, Adventures of Superman Jose Luis Garcia Lopez hardcover, DC Universe by Alan Moore trade paperback, and DC Universe Secret Origins trade paperback. Injustice Gods Among Us is an all-new video game by award-winning NetherRealm Studios. Aside from the game itself, you can grab the Injustice Gods Among Us original video game score for just $8.99, or how about the Injustice Gods Among Us official game guide for only $20.58. These and other great Injustice items are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment and DC Entertainment kicked off their semi-finals in the ultimate battle of superhero supremacy for the upcoming fighting game Injustice Gods Among Us, with Superman defeating Green Lantern, which means he'll face off against Batman in the final showdown next week. Be sure to vote for Superman when you see the announcement on the website. The Injustice Gods Among Us game for iPad, iPhone and iPod Touch is now available on the App Store. This free-to-play mobile game delivers stunning graphics and a completely unique fighting gameplay experience, created especially for iPad, iPhone and iPod Touch. Download it from the App Store now. Sideshow Collectibles is now taking pre-orders for their Superman Premium Format figure. The exclusive Superman Premium Format figure, available only through their website, will include an additional switch-out portrait with heat vision eyes. Both the regular and exclusive versions of the Superman figure are priced at $399.99. Pre-order yours now via the Superman homepage link. Game creators WizKids is expanding the Tab app experience with Tab App Elite, featuring advanced gameplay, new figures and technology. Partnering with Warner Bros. Consumer Products and DC Entertainment, the first announced physical figures include popular superheroes from DC Comics. The free app is set to launch this April for iPad and select Android tablet devices. At launch, Tab App Elite will feature Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman, with a Man of Steel movie collection to follow. For more information, visit tabappelite.com. The Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz has been updated once again. The 3 questions we're asking you this month are: in the movie Superman Returns, what is the first thing Lois Lane's son says to Lex Luthor? In the movie Superman 2, Lex Luthor tells one of his fellow inmates he wants back his records by which musical artist? And what is the title of the episode of the TV series Smallville, in which we first see a vision of Lex Luthor as President of the USA? If you think you can answer all 3 questions, come by the site now to submit your entry. Each year we trick our somewhat unsuspecting readers with a number of April Fool's Day prank news items. We had some fun this April Fool's Day with fake news items about a Supergirl movie, a Lana Lang TV show spin-off, and a Young Justice report that many wished was real. Check them out at the website now if you missed them. The annual Superman celebration is taking place across June 6th to 9th in Metropolis, Illinois, and the Superman homepage will once again be holding a meet and greet for members and fans to come along and get together. The Superman homepage meet and greet is scheduled for Friday, June 7th at 10:30 AM inside Hardee's, located at 601 Ferry Street, not far from the Superman statue. There'll be prizes to be won and giveaways for everyone who shows up. I'll be there this year, so I look forward to meeting a lot of you in person. We're sad to report that legendary comic book artist Carmine Infantino passed away this week, 1 month shy of his 88th birthday. Infantino was a major force in the creation of the Silver Age of comic books and also worked as an editorial director and publisher at DC Comics. In more sad news, actor Richard Griffiths, best known as Uncle Vernon from the Harry Potter films, passed away last month, aged 65. Superman fans will remember him as one of the 3 terrorists armed with a nuclear bomb atop the Eiffel Tower in Superman 2. The Superman homepage extends its condolences to the family and friends of both great men. In honour of Superman's 75th anniversary, the group Trekker, ABC Sci-Fi and Co. are organising an event this month in Brazil to celebrate the Man of Steel. There will be activities and presentations of all different kinds, as well as the screening of Superman films and TV shows. Admission is free. Visit superhomem.com for further details. Before I go, a reminder that we'll be talking with author Glenn Weldon on Monday night's Radio KAL Live to discuss his book Superman the Unauthorized Biography. Check all the details out at the Superman homepage on Monday. And that's all the Superman news there was for the week March 29th to April 4th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V and thanks for watching. Anyone who enjoyed Grant Morrison's run on Action Comics, please raise your hand. No one? Not one person. Wow. I'm sure some of you out there are raising your hand in the confines of your own home, but I have not spoken to anyone who can tell me why he's such a highly coveted writer. It seems to me that Morrison is a guy who kind of has his own ideas about everything, including well-known established characters, and wants to put his strange, weird, over-the-top mark on everything he does. He recently was responsible for a big arc in Batman where Damian Wayne met his untimely end. Spoiler for you if you are planning on reading the Batman comics, sometime in the future. I'm certain that the folks at DC wanted him to do the things he did in both Batman and in the Action Comics. There was probably a plan in place from the beginning for the things to happen to Damian that happened. But at least that was a story, and it had an arc, and Grant's purpose, he says, is that he wants a Batman. He likes a Batman driven by vengeance. He's also announced that he doesn't think there should be a new Robin. I don't know if that means ever. I don't know what his deal is there. And I also, the way I feel about it is he's just a writer on whatever arc he is on, and he shouldn't have that much creative control. Now, that could be just his opinion, and I know a lot of people who don't like Robin. I know a lot of people who like time travel stories. I know a lot of people who like ultra dimensions and things. But it seems to me that his entire run on Origin, which was supposed to be on Action, which was supposed to be an origin tale, was supposed to be accessible to new readers, was supposed to be able to help people that hadn't read comics to get back into, either get back into if they had read before, or if they were brand new to comics, to be able to get in and read without having to know any backstory and be able to understand the story and get into it. I'm an ongoing fan. I know who Mick Spitalik is. I understand who Superman is in general. I know a lot of his supporting cast. And Action didn't do him any justice over these 18 issues. I am so glad that Andy Dick was coming on board. Based on some of the things I've heard him say, I wish he was staying for longer. I don't know what kind of a shakeup is going on over there. It seems like there's always something happening at DC Comics. It would be nice to have some stability with a creative team that seems like they get Superman, and both Andy Deal and Tony S. Daniel have said things that lead me to believe that they were really looking forward to writing due to some of the things that are going on. I guess Tony has said that Diggle wasn't going to be allowed to start his own story arc for 6 months or a year, and he didn't want to be on a book that long, carrying out the plans of Morrison, who isn't even going to be there, but apparently has these other stories that are coming out, or these other ideas, and Morrison, I guess, is so coveted, or at least thinks that he is, that he can't possibly be bothered to finish his stories, but he's got to get on to other stuff, and he wants other people to continue telling the story. I don't know how much of that is true, so don't quote me, but that's some of the rumor that's been going on. And my problem with, and it has always been, to an extent, it goes on with Jim Lee, and that is that the publishers or editors or whoever it is are so concerned with getting name talent that I don't necessarily think that it does the characters justice. We were supposed to help sell comics to new people, and I've talked to several people who were already into comics who have introduced these books to some of their friends, hoping to get some popularity going for Superman, and they've been confused out of their mind, and it's causing them to lose interest in learning about a character like Superman, because it seems so convoluted, so out of control, and just so, it's just, I don't know, it's self-aggrandizing, I think, for Morrison, for whatever reason, for him to do what he does, and he seems to love just being out there, and you know, that could just be the way his mind works. Some people have, you know, a lot of crazy things going on inside their mind, but I don't think it worked, and I'm very glad to see that Morrison is off, and I really think that people need to get better understanding of some of these creators. I mean, I'm not really sure that Diggle is a superstar, but as I said, based on what he was saying about Superman, I think he's a better man for the job, and I don't need a superstar. What I need is a good story. I understand they're trying to find ways to sell books, and Grant Morrison is a big name, but I don't necessarily understand why. I haven't read a ton of his stuff. I read some of the stuff a few years ago, I guess, on one of the Crisis books, and the Crisis books are time travel, timeline screwed up books to begin with. That's the whole point. They're restarting or relaunching or destroying a timeline. But it seems like Morrison can't write just a story showing us Superman, showing us his character, showing us his world, and kind of telling us who he is, without getting into strange, weird, cartoony bubbles and different timelines and dimensions. So I'm just glad that it's finished, and I think we've had almost 2 years of a wasted opportunity with trying to relaunch Action Comics and still not really understanding what the deal is with Superman. Thanks for leaving, Grant Morrison. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and remember, always look up at the sky.